Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between LiquidTLO versus EGiNcontrol here in the Xel'Naga Caverns. EGiNcontrol spawning as the blue Protoss player, meanwhile LiquidTLO spawning as the red Terran. Terran versus Protoss here in the Xel'Naga Caverns, and we'll see what exactly these two players will be up to. TLO, I know I've seen a couple games where he has done some interesting things with Terran here in the Xel'Naga Caverns, and we'll see if he goes that same route or if he tries to go a little bit more standard play. We already have an early scout coming in from EGiNcontrol looking to perhaps do some harassment onto the SCV that will be building that barracks, and because of that harassment, TLO will be forced to try to dance around with SCVs, transfer, repair, and then get that barracks up and running, as you do not want to delay your early barracks and then delay your early economy just because you do not have that orbital command. Probe now going to come up that ramp, and this is something that a lot of Protoss players should normally do, especially here in the Xel'Naga Caverns, just because you know where your opponent has spawned and you can buy some of that precious time. You can see now EGiNcontrol moving away with that probe. He's already pulled away one SCV, and as this starts to slowly recharge, he will then be able to pull away another SCV. Oh, nicely done by TLO, making sure to actually get some critical damage onto that probe, and more importantly, reset the cooldown on that shields. So back and forth trying to deal some battle, and now that probe down to 10 shields, looking to get some more damage, and really TLO minimizing the amount of harassment that this probe has been able to do. Back in the base of EGiNcontrol though, you can see that the assimilator is already up, a second pylon now coming into play, and oh, a gas block by EGiNcontrol. This will force TLO to go a little bit more of an infantry play, perhaps Marauders and Marines, as he's not going to be able to clear out this assimilator very easily. The assimilator has 900 hit points compared to both the refinery and the extractor, so it does take a little bit of time to try to take down. And the probe now trying to dance around the far side, not going to really be able to dance around this barracks, as the barracks is revealing the probe into this particular location. And the probe now looking to try to get some damage onto the Marine. It looks like he might be able to. Oh no, is not going to be able to. A second Marine now coming in as well. That probe taking even more critical damage, and now finally backing off. Now TLO doing a little bit of a late scout, and this is something that I highly suggest more for Terran players now. A late scout as opposed to an early scout. You do not want to suffer or have your economy hit or get hit that early on any longer. That SCV away and then all your SCVs trying to build additional production buildings will slow down your economy even further. We now see an SCV once again wandering on the inside, and TLO wants to see what the next building will be, and that is critical to see what the next building will be from a Protoss player. Is it going to be a robotics facility? Is it going to be additional gateways? Is it going to be a Stargate? It is going to be a robotics facility, so this is going to be a standard play, perhaps 2-gate into a robo facility, allowing for a decent, well-balanced early army. The Marines now almost done taking down this assimilator. The assimilator does have one base armor as well, making it very difficult to take down, and finally down it goes. 5 Marines. It looks like we are going to be going into some Hellions as well, and also going into a starport. So this is going to be Marine Medevac Hellion. The Marines are going to be there to more counter the Stalkers, as Stalkers do not deal that much damage towards Marines, and the Marines, as they fight back, as long as they're being healed by Medevacs, can win out in those battles. On top of that, oh no, now going into a tech lab, so we may be getting a Raven or a Banshee. At first thought it was just going to be a tech lab, no additional add-on, just for some medevacs, and then try to put some pressure with these early Marines, but that doesn't seem to be the case. The Hellions now want to be able to make it up their ramp, but I do not believe it will be that successful. No, not able to, as there is a Stalker and a Sentry guarding that ramp there. Sentry also down over here, making sure that no Reapers are able to jump up and down this cliff and get some additional sight, as well as the one Hellion just simply waiting and waiting. Now at this point, TLO either needs to go for an expansion attempt or he needs to try to move out with his army. He does have a decent amount of army, and it's going to be critical to see what these players are trying to go for. We are 7 minutes, almost 7 minutes into this game, and neither player has shown an expansion at all. We are getting a Banshee out now, and that Banshee is going to be able to deal a lot of damage, but with no cloaking research, I'm wondering how much mileage he really is going to be able to get out off of one gas Banshee play. We do see a Nexus now being warped in as well, and we do have a decent number of Stalkers and Sentries. This is all off of that 3-gate with the robotics facility that I was talking about earlier. And now an Observer sitting over here as well, able to get sight onto this command center. Does TLO know that there's an expansion? No, he does not know. He just assumes that there's going to be an expansion there and knows that he cannot fall behind in the economic game. And now just continue to wander around. More Banshees are being trained up. We are getting a tech lab now as we are finally getting into 2-gas play, and this Banshee has hugged the far side, seen the expansion, and now looking to get some kills. Stalkers may need to be warped in, and oh, very nice shoot and scoot coming in here, trying to get as many kills as possible, getting off another shot there, and 2 quick kills onto some of those probes, disrupting that mining for just a moment and forcing EGiNcontrol to leave his Stalkers and that Sentry behind or on the far side. And because of that, we are now going to get a group of units on the move, Hellions and Marines with another Banshee, but we are getting Colossus as well. So the Banshees are going to be there to try to counter Colossus, and that's always a very difficult proposition in order to do. And now Hellions are on the move. EGiNcontrol knows very, very well what is going to be coming out in just a moment, and oh, the Banshee now coming back from even more damage and getting even more kills, up to 5 kills already. Gonna get up to perhaps 8 to 10 if he decides to stick around. No, decides not to stick around as that Banshee just sits there. And now the Hellions looking to deal some damage here. Will it be successful? No, the Stalkers and Zealots and Sentries are able to reinforce in time. The expansion is now up, and now Hellions trying to battle it out. In comes a new fresh Banshee, and the Stalkers are trying to chase down that Banshee, and those Hellions will not be able to. Hellions do move faster, and Banshees can obviously fly, putting a little bit of distance off of that cliff there. We can see Marines now thinking that they're being all sneaky, but this Observer from EGiNcontrol doing a great job keeping track of this army, and now the units are once again in full retreat. A Banshee now coming back from TLO, already up to 8 kills. Is it going to get up to 10 kills? 8 kills, meaning about 400 resources, so this Banshee definitely worth its weight in resources now. As a Marine quickly shoots down that last Observer there. So 1 Colossus in this anti-push, and this is going to be very difficult for TLO to try to counter. There's not enough units that can really stop this, and then the Colossus, if it's able to get a lot of damage onto those units, and oh, force field not good enough to stop those Marines. There you go, now getting a decent number of force fields. The Marines now trying to chase down this 1 Colossus down to 44 hit points, and the Marines are continuing to chase, and now TLO realizes that's GG. So TLO losing this game here in the Xel'Naga Caverns. So we will be having a game 4 in this best of 5 series. EGiNcontrol opting to use no extended thermal lance Colossus to clean up many of those Marines and those early Hellions. There were some Banshees, but those Banshees were quickly shot out of the sky by that Stalker. You can see that this one Banshee over here had gotten a lot of kills, but still unable to really slow down the economy of EGiNcontrol. And now that a second Colossus, I believe, is coming out. Where is that second Colossus? There. A second Colossus would have been able to reinforce. It would have easily changed the tide of that battle, army-wise, 800 versus 1825. But more importantly, looking at the gas difference, 1050 versus 350, and more units still coming in to reinforce. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this 1v1 replay between LiquidTLO and EG's EGiNcontrol here in the Xel'Naga Caverns.